I've been working with John for nearly 30 years now, but I met him as a baby. I'm English, even though we live in Australia. And after the war, the powers that be put mercury into teething gels, because mercury was used in those days to treat STDs. And what happened was they got the dose wrong. Thousands of babies died because the mercury kills the white cells in the body. And so you go pink. It's called Pink's disease. And when you are so severely affected by mercury, you have to be kept in a dark room because you're very light sensitive. You can't be held because your skin sheds. And I was like that for 9 months. You just cry. Except that I had a special assistant, caretaker, nurse. John used to come and sing to me and play with me. And he stayed with me until I was about 3.5. And then he stepped back because I was more connected to him than I was to my family. And you know, as children we grow up and we forget. When our son was born, I almost died. And I went through the tunnel. Great experience. Absolutely brilliant. Until you come to this person, go back. You haven't done yet. I'm pretty stubborn. I tried 3 times. 3 times I got sent back. And a few years later, he started to work with me. One day he said to me, "Now you are ready." And I said, "Ready for what?" "We're going to speak through you into your world." I said, "I don't think so." This was early in 1980 in New Zealand. And at that time there weren't very many people who were channeling. So I had this image that if I started to do it, I'd get carried away by the men in the white coats. He persevered. He obviously knows better than I do. So here we are. And the whole idea of tonight is that he is going to share with you some of his wisdom, and hopefully you will share with him some of yours. I have no memory of what happens when John speaks. I'm not here. So at the end of the conversation, if you look at me and comment on something that's been said, and I look at you blankly, I'm not being rude, I just don't have a clue. And it suits me perfectly. So, if no one has a question about the process before we begin, I'd like to hand the evening over to John. And we bid you welcome.